Hello, everyone in the Nepali community and beyond. This is Amrito Bhattarai. I am here with KP, a.k.a. Krishana Prem, from the Osho International Meditation Resort in Pune. I'm here as a host for Krishana Prem on Sunday for the meditation play shop that he's hosting, but at the same time here to give you guys all some insight of who Krishana Prem is and his journey and his story. I'm very, very excited to share, Krishana Prem with you and just get you to know someone that I believe is more needed in this world, because we don't need more gurus. We don't need more very serious spiritual people. We need very fun, loving, laughing people in the world of spirituality that can introduce meditation, and KP is one of those people. So without further ado, let me introduce to you Krishana Prem, and I'll let him kind of do his own little introduction about himself.
Thank you. What to say about myself except it's disappearing, and I'm enjoying life so much more without having a big personality. And what most people think is if you don't have a personality, you don't have a life. But in fact, for me, it's so much more fun to be a human being with a personality than to be a big personality and forget that I'm a human being. I often ask the question when I lead a meditation, are you a human doer or a human being? America, Canada, we're doing so much that we forget that we're actually just a little guy who has a job, a human being that can do something. If you ask your human doer, do you know your human being, he'll say no. If you ask your human being, he'll say, let's go out and do something. So for me, meditation is just a reminder that I exist and I have a job. I exist and I love my family. To even love your family without meditation is to one day going to lead to divorce. We need to become friends with ourselves, and then you'll find out how much you actually are a friend of your wife, And friendship is, for me, very high. Osho would always remind me that freedom is a higher value than love. We have to get back to being free and then love. Pretty simple, I guess. I could be wrong. But I love everyone I meet because I've met myself and I'm crazy about myself, So oftentimes we love people because we don't feel good about ourselves. For me, that's not enough. I want to love myself and love you. You know what I mean? It's so simple to me. But it may not be simple to you because you might not enjoy being alive today. I enjoy being alive. You might have more money than me, and I still enjoy being alive. It's not a problem, I don't know what to say except I don't want to get lost in money. I came from a lot of money, and I came from no love. So most of my Nepalese and Indian friends came from love, but without money. That's why they came to Canada. That's why they came to America. But so soon, even within one generation, my friends have lost their meditation for money. I'm just here to remind them, and it's kind of cute. Oftentimes I lead a meditation where I'm the only white boy in the audience, And I don't miss that contradiction that my friends came and they're doing so very, very well, but I want to remind them doing well without meditation is not what it's about. Meditation and money is the win. Meditation or money is the loss. So I'm just here to let my friends know they can have both. You can have everything. You are one with existence and you are one with the marketplace. Have some more fun. Have some more fun. Enjoy that you're successful, and then remember who you are, though. Remember who you are. There's no separation, but we act like there is.
Now, KP, you met Osho in 1973. At this point, Osho was, I still maintain to this day, Osho is still a very controversial figure, not only in the world of spirituality, but in many other different aspects of social norms and whatnot. At that time, in terms of just going back in memory lane, when you got in touch with Osho, how did it feel to almost be socially outcasted? Because it was so public. You had to wear the orange. You had to kind of roam around in society with the bullseye on your back, saying you're one of Rajneesh's guys, who was very, very controversial at that point.
Well, two things. When I met Osho, he was in a rented Chevrolet. He was in one room, unfinished. I slept outside on the ground just in order to meet him. But I knew right away this guy could have and do anything he wanted. So most of us know about the master that had 96 Rolls Royces. He was in a rented car when I met him. And conversely, when I returned to America after 4 years of being in Europe and being with Osho, and my mother opened the door, and I had hair like Bob Dylan. I had a beard like a master. I had glowing eyes. I was in orange pajamas. I had a muller around my neck with a picture of Osho. I didn't even have shoes on. And she looked at me up and down, and she said, "I always knew this was going to happen to you." So you can't fool your mother. She knows that you're in love with meditation. She knows that you're in love with money, and she's hoping that money's more important because she wants you to be happy. I say be happy because you meditate. And so both Osho knew I was crazy, my mother knew I was crazy, and out of this madness came a very sane guy with a sense of humor. So I'm in love with both Osho and my mother, even though they both left their bodies by now. But I'm always reminded that I'm having a good time. I'm a bit crazy, and to still be in the world. And I'm doing very well in the world because I include you in my love, And love wins. Love wins. Freedom wins. Money is tied for second, So for me, abundance comes not from money, but from love. I don't even know how to say it.
Would you consider yourself a spiritual person? And what is the relationship between your relationship with Osho, the Osho Meditation Resort, and the word religion? Is there any connection between that? And I know it's a loaded question, but I'll let you kind of go with it.
Wow, for me, the word spiritual, the word religion, they fall into the ground. They're no longer real for me. What is real is being me. What is real is when I'm not me. If I meet a very good-looking girl and I flirt and I feel insecure, I watch that, and then it becomes real, and then I apologize for being unreal, So for me, religion is simply being me, Spirituality is, I don't even know what that word means anymore. It's almost like a dream. Once you become yourself, you don't need to be religious. In the East, we always say truth, beauty, good. Once you know who you are, you're in love, and you can't do the wrong thing. That doesn't mean someone else will approve, but you'll know it's worth taking the risk. It's worth taking the risk to remember what the Buddha talked about: truth, beauty, good. And Osho would say, Buddha's last words were samasati. You need to get back being humble, whatever that is, enjoying your life, whatever that is, and that's to me religion. I try not to hurt anybody, but I'm also need to be myself.
Welcome, everyone. We're back here at Nepal TV Canada with our guest, Krishana Prem, who's in Toronto from the Osho International Meditation Resort in Pune. And he's just finishing off his tour that he's doing in North America. He's just been to different cities. He came back from, I believe, Washington D.C. last. You were in Atlanta, and I think after this you're heading back to San Diego. So Krishana Prem, he's here doing his very unique, world-renowned meditation play shop. So we're just going to continue on. The interview just getting to know Krishna Prem a little bit better, and just getting to know more about this this meditation play shop that he leads. So, KP, how did the concept of meditation play shop begin? A lot of people think meditation workshop, right? Now you've coined the phrase play shop, and that's kind of, it seems kind of unique. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, so often when we meditate, when we pray, we're serious, and so I wanted to add joy to the equation, and we were speaking before, and Osho said to me, yes, Buddha said, be a light unto yourself, but I also feel, Krishna Prem, please be a joke unto yourself. Please don't take yourself seriously, And so I'm leading a play shop that's joyous. People get upset. If you say religion and laughter in the same sentence, they almost get upset, because they're so used to taking life seriously. So I try to add dancing and shaking and laughing and madness to my work so that you can be sane again. I remember Osho if you didn't show a touch of madness, he would never say I love you, Once you showed him that your personality is breaking down, that for me is madness, when you start to believe in yourself instead of your personality. And once you started to show some cracks, Osho could get in and say that's where the light is. And so madness is a great technique to say, why are you taking yourself seriously? Why aren't you enjoying today? Like even people watching today are thinking, maybe there is a future. And for me, there is no future if you live in the present. And the only way you can live here now is to let your past be a teacher, but not your master. We've all learned from our past, but you need to let go and trust that you're courageous right now, that you can take a risk right now. And I'm not talking about big risks, I'm talking about saying to your partner, I love you, saying to your daughter, I'm proud of you. Tiny, tiny risks, not the big risks of Formula One driving and you've only been on a bicycle in Nepal, little tiny risks, I love you. It scares people to love, So I'm here to remind people that love and meditation are more important than anything, and not to go broke to find that out. Meditation and the marketplace is the win.
So, KP, you bring up an interesting point. These days I find there is a big marketplace for meditation. I'm not talking about meditation in the marketplace, but there's a huge marketplace meditation. Where it's almost become a product, right? And I'm kind of surprised, because I think if you would position yourself as a guru, maybe added a couple of syllables behind your name, and told everyone you were enlightened or you have some type of a spiritual power, you might get a lot more people coming to these play shops, right? It's just have you ever thought about it that way? And everyone else seems to be doing it, but you just seem to be more relaxed about it, where some others, they've really got the business plan all lined out.
Well, I could fake it, but Osho was a tremendous teacher. He just wasn't into faking it, And wow, that's a great question, but I would rather teach meditation to friends than being a master. And what Osho said in the end, by the way, please forgive me. Osho would say, please forgive me and forget me, because he said, I don't want to be a master, I want to be a friend. And I think what's beautiful is, he said, but you need to deserve to be my friend. In other words, you need to be my equal to be my friend. So he didn't want to be a master, but he didn't want you not to do the work, not to become his friend. Friendship requires a lot of work. I love the expression that came from our Buddha and from Osho, effortless effort. First, you're a human being, then you need to let go of your personality to become a human being again. So really, we're always trying to remember not the future, that's not enlightenment, but actually remembering who we are. Remembering. Ram Dass, he was another Jewish boy, he said, Love, serve, remember. Most people love and serve to find out. Forget about finding out. Remember who you are. You are one with existence, acting like a stranger. Osho would always say, and I loved him for it, everyone I've met is looking from their porch into their living room. Do you know what I mean? They're afraid to be themselves. You know, we need to be more, you know what courage is? Be yourself. That's the most courageous thing in the world. Once you become courageous, it also becomes very funny how everybody's living like a coward. That, you know, everybody's living like a coward. Everybody's enlightened, living like they're not. So we need to remind people. Meditation is a reminder that you came into this existence one with existence. There's nothing to find out. That's the cosmic joke. There's nothing to find out. You already have it. It's fun, no? It's fun to know who you are. It's the most fun you can possibly have is to bump into yourself. You know.
And you know, you I think you illustrate a significant point there, which I find often, you know, within our Eastern communities, you know, in Nepal, in India, I'm sure other places in Southeast or South Asia, is, you know, when it comes to meditation teachers or anyone that, you know, wears the robe of spirituality, there's a lot of respect that's given. There's a lot of trust that's put out there, unquestionable trust and respect. And, you know, do you feel sometimes as you do these in the Eastern community, you know, in the United States, that there's a level of responsibility that you feel because of, you know, the way that they treat the meditation teachers as they come here?
Oh my gosh! And you know, my gosh, in that, for sure, people look up to meditation teachers, but really, I would prefer people look down on me. I would prefer they felt so good about themselves that they felt bad for me. That would be a win for me. The only thing I can say is that many, many, many meditation teachers are unenlightened. And for me, I'm so glad they're still out there, you know. And because many people love them, and in loving them, they might bump into loving themselves, you know. But I don't put down meditation teachers in, but I will say that being in love with Osho, it's almost like being in love with a woman. She becomes beautiful and everybody else is ordinary. So sometimes I have to watch out that I don't put people down because they're not as bright as Osho, is not as good looking as Osho. But in fact, I get a kick out of people that do satsangs, for example. It's a magical word and it does work. But I'm so glad people still go. I mean, that's a cosmic joke to me, that many teachers are unenlightened and many of their disciples are enlightened. It just makes life fun. Just makes life fun. I always look to the disciple, not to the master. You know.
You've got a book called Guru, Guru, right? Where you've put in the book the meanings for each one of those words. Guru, and Guru is obviously a loaded word. Do you want to speak to us a little bit about your book and what you've written? Maybe show everyone your book as well.
Now here's, by the way, the word G is only understood in America and in Canada. Everywhere else in the world, the book is called The Cosmic Joke, which is cute. So you can see from the cover that as soon as I met Osho, I grew my beard. You know, my hair, but unfortunately, and instead of looking like Osho, I look more like Bob Dylan. Do you know? And then people would ask me questions, you know, who is God? What is love? I had no idea. And in my silence, they thought I knew the answer. And then one day I was meeting with a friend, and she said, it looked like your beard is separating us. It was growing out. It was like a wall. And I went home and I shaved. And when I shaved and I went outside, a young Indian friend said, do you know where the train station is? And I was so happy to finally know an answer that I actually picked up his bags and walked him to the train station, you know. So the beard looked like I was enlightened, but I was just a fool. And when I shaved, I could actually share a little bit of what I did know. Do you know what I mean? Without sharing everything, because I had no idea what everything is. Yes, today I have to remind myself that I actually am enlightened, but I know that you are too. But so that keeps me from being a teacher. If we're both enlightened, there's nothing I need to teach. But really, enlightenment is so simple. Just be yourself. Be yourself. When you're yourself, you know who your wife is, you know who your children are, and you know how to give space instead of a prison. You know, most people only offer me a gold cage to live in. I don't want to live in a gold cage. I'd rather be free. Osho would always say, if you leave your body with 5 good friends, you had a great life. You know, 5 people that you gave space to and also let you have the space to make mistakes. Osho was very quick to remind us, though, please only make the same mistake once. If you don't learn from your mistakes, then for me it's a crime. That's the only crime there is, that you didn't learn from a mistake. The other crime is not to make a mistake. Some people don't make mistakes because they want to appear perfect. You know, you have to learn from your mistakes, but be quick about it. Awareness is a sword. You know, to remind you that mistake you made, you learned. You made a mistake, you learn. Finally, you've made every mistake possible, and there's nothing else to learn. That's enlightenment. But I don't think enlightenment is a big deal, honest. If I could, I don't use the word because people misinterpret it, but I feel great. What's better than that? You know, I have a sense of humor. What's better than that? I love everyone I meet. What's better than that? Am I enlightened? It changes the game. I don't want the game to be higher and lower. For me, it's friendship. We're all in the same game. Same game. Then it becomes so much fun. So much fun. If people are unconscious, I just walk on by. If people are willing to make the same mistake once, I'll hold their hand while they do it.
There you have it, folks. We got a little taste of Krishana Prem. I'm extremely happy that we had this opportunity to really pick KP's brains a little bit in terms of his experiences, and also share some of his insights in regards to meditation.